Welcome everyone, the channel to find your strength and help others. Today I want to talk about my work over the past 20 years, some ways goes back 30 years, dating my 20 years in the creation, the uplifting, if you will, of the tort for the intentional infliction of emotional distress and why it's so important to understand this in society today. Those who've dealt with bullying, narcissistic attacks, unfairness in any way, you'll be interested. Those who are interested in turning challenge into opportunity, you'll be interested. And those who want to find the way to develop your dreams and pursue your purpose and goals, you'll be interested. So stick around on the other side. You see, the tort for the intentional infliction of emotional distress goes back a long time, the 40s or 50s, maybe further. I don't know the exact date, but it was a law. It's a law that's not well understood at all, and one that's vital, that's essential for today's society. And I encountered it. It was just like a piece of paper, and judges, courts. Really, and without any aspersions, nobody really knows what it's about. It's just something to think about, intentionally inflicting emotional distress. So I encountered a situation which goes back 30 years, and a lot of people came at me inadvertently, let's just say erroneously, where people, people are kind of thinking their way to get ahead. It was to attack other people and all. I'm not going to get deeply into all the narcissism and things, but let's just say people came against me irrationally, erroneously, and people do this. I think of the Jesus' words, forgive them because they know not what they do. So I have both fairness and forgiveness in my fabric as I approach this. But anyway, going back 20 years ago, it really started to flare up where, it had begun, my ex-wife who passed away, going on 10 years ago. And anyway, we got into a divorce thing, and I had a strong familial background, two grandmothers who lived over 100 years each in Scranton, this condensed area, immigrant grandfathers who became successful, parents who raised me well. So I had family in my fabric. And divorce court and this kind of, they're unfair in ways. And Massachusetts, we're the toughest of them all, right? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the unfair? But look, I say this with love for Massachusetts. I've been here 45 years, kind of 46 years. We want to this is where the American Revolution began. I envision a peaceful second American Revolution with this tort for the intentional infliction of emotional distress, to set parameters and boundaries in society. Anyway, this situation, people came at me, and it became clear to me, as far as, probably around 2006, that I was dealing with emotional abuse was coming at me. The people, and emotional abuse is, we think it's like, oh, maybe it's just a weakness. But no, it's really people excluding, it's got a perversion of people really doing the most harmful things they can do to other people, and they do it because they think they can get away with it. Nobody's gonna kind of do it, but it's just really, be it denigrating, defaming, and mostly, in a lot of ways, emotional abuse is attacking a person's dignity and soul. They come right for you, and they want to turn the situation upside down once they get you down to say, oh, he deserved it. And there's a guy named Jordan Peterson I saw, and I don't follow, but, maybe it's like a clock that's broke. But anyway, he said, the worst is when people contempt is when people, not only mistreat you, they mistreat you and then say you deserved it. And that's what contempt is. And that's where real abuse comes. So it was clear as far back as 2006 that I was dealing with an emotionally abusive situation. And I first raised it into a court in response to something my ex-wife. But this really had mushroomed to a lot of people, family included, beyond my ex-wife. And around, I think it was 2009, where I entered something in a Pennsylvania court, where the judge pointed out, in his response, pointed out something called the tort for the intentional infliction of emotional distress. And that's where I began to study it. And when I looked at the wording, it's got some incredible wording that you just don't think of and use in everyday language, like atrocious, behavior that's atrocious, beyond all bounds of decency. And be key here, like we're understanding, decency is an expectation. Decency is a realm of society we need to have. So atrocious, behavior that's atrocious, beyond all bounds of dignity, and something that an average member of a community would say outrageous. It's sometimes called the tort for outrageousness. So, there's this really prescient wording, but people didn't understand it. And often they would associate it, with something like, an accident or, and piling on, but it exists in its own right. And I pursue this. I filed things as far as the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court, and on 2 occasions, I got as far as the United States Supreme Court. Really developing this understanding of something nobody knows. And I bring it up now because I did do one more round in Massachusetts courts, and I really ran into, and people look at Karen Reed and all, you can run into like a little chutzpah, mishigas even, in Massachusetts court. So it was dismissed quickly. But what I'm getting at is I filed an appeal with the Massachusetts Appellate Court, and it's almost like 20 years of work came together. I mean, I really focused on that appeal, that brief, that appellate appendix. And I really brought the level, I was operating at a level I really hadn't before in terms of legal consistencies and all kind of, respect for the legal process. And it wasn't disrespectful, but I was just elevated to a higher level. And now I have something pending before the Massachusetts Appeals Court. And what I'm getting at is that I'm seeing I actually could elevate this law that was once like a flat piece of paper and become a structure. For some reason, I'm thinking of those dinosaur reclamations at like the New York Museum of Natural History. But like the skeleton is there, that I've actually created something that the chances there, if the Massachusetts Appeals Court, when people do, if were to approve this, I would have elevated this law, this tort for the intentional infliction of emotional distress, which actually sets boundaries and parameters, for most of us in society. And rather than having strict laws, this law is so important because it sets just parameters of decency. And it's not with like we have to favor this group or that group. It's every human being deserves the emotional tenor. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court looked at this tort in 1987, Kazatsky versus King David Memorial, and they said, well, it's not just mere words. Yes, we're not talking about like light words or jibing or kidding, but we're talking about consistent patterns of behavior. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court affirmed that too in Kazatsky, that it's consistent patterns of behavior that are aimed at the denigration of another human being. And I believe that this, I don't know everything, but I know the elevation of this tort not only would stop emotionally abusive situations, which are key to understand, they really would change the tenor of society and establish boundaries that like we're supposed to treat each other, again, go back to the word decency, and we need to treat each other with respect. And clearly what we're seeing in society now is a breakdown in terms of the degrees of respect people have, the capacity to talk to one another and have, disagree without being disagreeable and all this kind of thing. So what I'm saying is that this piece of paper of a law, my efforts over 20 years, the past 20 years, and going back in the emotional situation, 30 years, are aimed to elevate this law to a standard in society And let's see if it happens. And I don't know everything again, but I know it would be a benefit to society for this to happen. And it's an opportunity. The toughest of courts are in Massachusetts, and the toughest of the tough, that it would establish a new, I call it a new American revolution. Again, a peaceful revolution, a revolution for decency, a revolution, in Boston once again, right on the heels of 200, right on the area of 250 years of America. Wouldn't it be better if we set a tone for decency, respect in society? And that's what my life and work's about. That's what this Tort's about. And when I say a better way, you can also take a look at my website, theworldsgenius.com, and look at our training, coaching, mediation, because I help other people do it. And now I'm working for the elevation of this Tort, this creation of a three-dimensional object, an avenue in society, something that would benefit most of us when it's passed. That's a dream. And it's a dream backed up by rolling up the sleeves for 20 years of almost 24/7. So just remember, this Tort for the intentional infliction of emotional distress is about a better society. It's not about weakness. It's about protections, appropriateness for all of us, so that most of us can live in a better, in a peaceful, in a considerate society. And as I get into, in my training, coaching, mediation, being calm, being respectful, being considerate doesn't lessen our capacity to be financially successful, societally successful, and other things. Indeed, I'm saying it's a more enduring path. It's a better path for the financial success, for the acclaim that many people are seeking in society. The path I'm posing, the avenue I'm presenting, is a better path for us to proceed in society.